Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I am here. It's been 5 days and we are going to get started. And I'm going to skip on some things because we're going over Women of the Bible. But this week is the last week of the year. And I want us to be totally in tune with what we are giving us. So I'm going to speak on pouring into ourselves and giving you the best you. Um, I want to know one, how many of us truly spend time alone, dedicated time alone, pouring into ourselves? What I've noticed over the last 5 days since I've been here is women speaking um, unconsciously negative to other women. For instance, you have an idea, something that you want to do, something that you're going to do. I'm not going to say want, something that you're going to do. And instead of one of your friends, sisters, cousins, aunts, co-workers, associates saying, awesome, let's go, how do we do this? The first response is, you changed your mind. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you had an interest in that. Um, and so instantly you give yourself self-doubt. So what I want us to do today is focus on three things that we tell ourselves positively for 21 days. So we're going to do another 21-day challenge. And this one is your daily mantra. So every day I want you to get up and have your daily mantra. Mine's for the last maybe month and a half, 2 months, has been discernment, consistency, and increase. Those are the three words that I tell myself throughout the day. Something else I want us to do, when someone speaks that negative thing to you, unintentionally, I want us to interrupt. I want us to interrupt the thought. When I say interrupt thought, is we can interrupt our own negative thought. By doing this, what we do is when something negative start forming in your mind, instantly you start thinking of something else. It can be something funny. It can be something, a happy moment. It can be a memory that you have. But what I want you to instantly do is interrupt that thought. So I want you to interrupt that negative thought with something else. And when you do that, what you learn to program your mind to do is get away from thinking negatively of yourself. Don't allow anyone else to put a negative thought on you. So that's what we do when we do that. And this one here is just irritating my eye. That's what we do when we interrupt thought patterns. We get rid of a negative thought that somebody else is trying to place on you. And because we automatically go into play with that, then we take it in and we start thinking of the reasons why we cannot instead of the reasons why we can. So I want you to, one, get your daily mantra, and two, I want you to interrupt the negative thought for yourself. What you can also do in conjunction with this is interrupt that person's negative thought. By interrupting their negative thought, as soon as they start speaking negatively, you reflect. I know that this is going on next week. Would you like to join me? And they cannot, without acknowledging you, continue on with their negative statement that they're trying to make. And as soon as they get ready to say it again, you interrupt it again. So you say something else. I'm hungry. What did you plan on having for lunch today? And as long as you keep interrupting their negative thought, they'll end up leaving that train of thought and jump on the bandwagon with you. So don't allow people to pour their negativity into you. We were doing the series of Women of the Bible, and we are still going to do that. I'm going to start combining them because there are a lot of women of the Bible. And even though this is not a spiritual, this is a manifestation, law of attraction, all of that combined. But we as women can relate to every story from women of the Bible. So that's what I want us to take away from this. Not that, oh, this is going into that. This is going into us as women and what we can take from these stories. Because there are so many And I'm just going to say, like, what I'm doing, the next one that I will discuss um, is taking care of business, which is Rachel. Rachel took care of business. Courage, resistance, and struggle, which is Leah. So we're going to do those two combined, but I want you to start thinking of those things now. Taking care of business. What do you do to take care of you? Because your first point of business is taking care of you. So you cannot take care of your business if you don't take care of you. So that's the first point. And then courage, resistance, and struggle. Because when you have the courage to do something, like I said, we have the courage, we get ready and we get prepared and we start telling people about it, and then resistance. Automatically somebody's brain is thinking that you can't do it because they either one don't want to or two don't want you to. And then the struggle. So the struggle that we have to get over is allowing somebody else to pour that doubt into us, and all the things that come from the world that will make you think or feel like you cannot do it. There's going to be a hurdle in everything that you do. There's going to be a hurdle. And the old saying goes, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. That's the old saying. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So that's the struggle. So you have the courage, you fight the resistance, and you get over the struggle, and you accomplish your goal. So you're going to do your mantra, you're going to do your self-interruption, and then you're going to do your third, the uninvited party interruption. We're going to interrupt people from speaking negative over us, putting negative into us, and we're going to keep on going with our goals. Whatever it is that you want to do, it can be in corporate America, you can be an entrepreneur. Whatever it is that you want to do, but these things will work in every realm of your life, whether it's home, business, school, entrepreneurship, anything that you decide to do. When you start interrupting that negative thought, things will start falling into play. So that's part of law of attraction, because you get what you put out. So whatever energy that you're putting out is the energy that you're going to take back in. And we as people need to understand that it's not always about what somebody is doing to us, because honestly, their behavior has nothing to do with us. So you can do whatever you want to do. They can do whatever they want to do, but that doesn't affect us. What affects us is our thought. So we have the thought, which turns into a feeling, which turns into an action. And that's when we allow somebody else to have control over us. And more often than not, around the holidays, and I'm having this conversation now because around the holidays, we have people that are either on one spectrum or the other, either really happy, I'm ready, gung-ho, or in a funk. And it's just that simple. I'm not saying down, depressed, in the dive, but I'm saying in a funk. So either you're really happy or you're in a funk. And some people are on that latter end and very depressed, but majority of people are one or the other. So what do you do around this time of year to keep yourself out of that funk? Like, you should be doing these things all year long, but particularly around this time of year, what do you do to keep yourself out of that funk? Are you taking care of business? Are you taking care of you? Are you spending time alone? Are you writing down the things that you want? Are you visioning it? Are you believing in yourself? Are you interrupting your negative thought? What are you doing for you? And do you have a mantra? Do you have your own self mantra? This was not going to be long. This was just something that was really pricked on me, so I had to get it out all morning. I've been thinking about this because we really do have to learn how to interrupt the negative thought, because the thought is what becomes a feeling. So when we interrupt that thought, you cannot have that negative feeling that sits in you and festers in you and stops you from going on to do the things that you want to do. And we all get them. We're all human. But the point of it is to learn to recognize when it's coming and what do I do to get away from it. So what do you do to get away from it is interrupt the thought. Interrupt the thought with something funny. Turn on some music. Start moving your body. Jumping jacks. Whatever you need to do to interrupt the thought. Interrupt it for you and keep going. Me personally, what I need to do to interrupt the thought is immediately I will start humming a song. I don't care any of my favorite songs. I'll start humming that song because it interrupts the thought. Sometimes people take it as I'm rude or I'm not paying attention. What I'm doing is helping myself. And if I can't help myself first, I can't even hear you. So that's something else that you have to understand. If you can't help yourself or fix that feeling that you're having, because when you start feeling a certain way, especially if it's a strong feeling, you go into that feeling and you tune out. So I don't even hear you anymore. This is great for relationships because you have to hear, in any relationship, you have to hear your mate, you have to hear your children, you have to hear your boss, your supervisor. You have to hear those people. So in order to hear them, sometimes we have to put out the negative thought and we have to think of something different. And then we can refocus and hear what they're saying, because we didn't want to get that feeling of attack, of disappointment, of anger, defensive. We didn't want to get that feeling, so we reflect and we come back. So I want you to inbox me at Keisha Speaks what your mantra is and how is it working for you when you interrupt your negative thoughts. And that's all I had for today. Like I said, it was going to be really quick. I just wanted to share this information. I am Letitia Cunningham, life coach, and I am looking forward to sharing more information with you.